Hey guys, quick Draw McGraw here. So, we're going to be talking about obviously Marilyn Monroe. So, I was down at the beach in Swansboro, North Carolina, and we went into this restaurant called Yana's, which is very good for breakfast. And I highly recommend that you go there if you're down there. And at Yana's, they actually have all of these photographs and pictures of Marilyn Monroe. And I walked in and I'm like, should be really cool to paint. So I had that in the back of my mind. Obviously we do comic books and all this other stuff, comic book character paintings and all this kind of stuff. But anyways, I thought this would be kind of cool, given we're doing art about people's dogs now and other things. So, anyways, this kind of feeds on our one of our last episodes on pop art because this is actually kind of a fitting part of it. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to take as from our pop art theme some of the themes from there. And so obviously you look at this picture, this painting, and you obviously know that it's Marilyn Monroe, right? So obviously what gives it away is her, iconic hairdo, her eyes, her lips, her red lips, or that, and then and just instantly looking at her, it's like wow, it's pretty cool. And then what's interesting about it too is that because she's so famous, you're able to do things as an artist, such as like, having half of her face like pink and then half of it blue, and then a green shading here, and then like the orange, and then different colors for the neck and split colors for the hair, and doing all that. And again, if you can capture just like her eyes, kind of like what I did here, then, and if you can get that right, then pretty much like you can look at her and you're like, boom, that's Marilyn Monroe. So that's really cool. I really enjoyed this. But just a little bit about the art behind Marilyn Monroe and how she kind of fit into pop art. So again, by the 1950s, I mean, she was a household name. She was in movies out there, such as Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. She was in a very famous movie called The 7 Year Itch, and then Some Like It Hot. So you probably have seen these movies. Again, it's the blonde hair, it's the red lips, and there was all of these glamorous publicity photos that were taken of her throughout her lifetime, tons and tons of them. So she died in 1962, and then there's a guy by the name of Andy Warhol, and he did a couple paintings. Well, they were one of them was a silk screen kind of painting art piece that he did around her. And I'll show a little picture of that. And he used basically this image from a film that she did in 1953 called Niagara. And he transferred the image using silkscreen and then surrounded it with incredibly bright artificial colors such as pinks and yellows and blues and reds. And instead of just painting her, he treated her face almost like a logo, instantly recognizable. So just like you're looking at with this painting. And then the next time he did this was he pushed this even further, where he actually has a it's a piece of art where her face is shown a dozen like dozens of times, and it's very bright on the left hand side, but as it gets further and further to the right, it's like really kind of black and white, and so it's a darker type feeling. And so that's kind of showing the time of when she kind of faded away and passed away. So and that's kind of unsettling. Anyways, but her image of her being reproduced in newspapers and magazines and movie posters and advertisements and photographs, it was just continuing to happen all over the world. But I really enjoyed painting her because she's just so iconic. And we had the episode of The Crying Girl, which is another big pop art related piece. And then I thought, well, I want to follow that up with a one on Marilyn Monroe. And so, the thing is, what's interesting about her is that, to this day, is she is a inspiring subject for artists, and she really. What's cool about her is that she represents glamour and Hollywood fame and beauty and celebrity. But there's actually, she is a person. She's a human being, and if you ever get into the story of her, I'm not going to do it today. There's a lot to her, and unfortunately, she did pass early. Unfortunately, but and that her true spirit could really never be reduced to one photograph or painting or whatever. But it was really cool to create this painting of her, very legendary figure, celebrity, probably one of the most, and I really enjoyed it. So, if you enjoyed this, let me know, like, subscribe, add comments. If there's any other pop art or other celebrity type individuals that you would like me to paint or see, whatever, then let me know as well. We've done so many comic book characters up until now. It'd be kind of neat to do a little divergence here from that. So, anyways, with that, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks. Like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you next time. Bye.